Hello there everybody, this is General Snivy and welcome back to more of the Banjo Tooie playthrough. In today's session we're going to get ready to head on off to another new world. Last time we started our adventure, Balls got completely massacred. Not only this, but a new friend we made, he had his entire life force drained and now is one of the living dead. So fantastic. So alongside that, we've explored Mayhem Temple and completed about 99.9% of it. And we've also completed a large chunk of Glitter Gulch Mine, which is level 2. And we basically got that world almost fully completed. We still have a few jiggies left to grab, which we will be picking up some of them today, but not all of them. And we'll also be starting up another new world, which is Witchy World. But first, let's go ahead and take care of this next challenge. And the reason as to why is because we have more than enough jiggies to do so. So let's take on Jiggy Wiggy Challenge 4. If I can put the pieces in the right place. Come on, game. There we go. That's how it's done. One major thing worth noting is, if you were here on Twitch, or even if you're watching this in the future on YouTube, if you were here for the Twitch stream the other day, also hello Shawaria Mox, welcome to the stream. Anyway, back to what I was saying. If you were here the last time I streamed, I was having some serious performance issues. And so, because of that, I decided to just switch back to OBS Studio. It did recently get updated to version 23.2.1. And here's hoping, fingers crossed, that everything works. And actually remains working for a long time to come. So, yeah, that's the reason why everything seems to look different. Because, again, OBS Studio, I feel it still has a little more customization options available than XSplit does. And I finally figured out how to rotate certain elements 90 degrees like I was able to do so with XSplit. So basically I was able to bring all my scenes from XSplit over to OBS Studio. Granted, I had to essentially recreate them in a sense, but regardless, they're there. They're here now. I've also adjusted a couple of settings within OBS Studio, so hopefully things will actually work like they're supposed to. So anyway, in order to attempt Challenge 5, we need only 2 more jiggies, oddly enough. Kinda weird, if you ask me. Anyway, if you notice any sort of unbalancing whatsoever, or if there's any sort of oddities, please let me know immediately, so that way I can address them as necessary. As the volume settings I basically left since I stopped using OBS Studio in the first place. So the volume dials might be off. Eek! Thanks very much for unblocking my passage. It's worth a jiggy. Hand it over, you plague-ridden pest. Eek! You'll have to come and see my Master Bill about that. Alright, let's actually go and say hello to Mr. Master Bill. Howdy! Who might you be? I'm Bill. I'll bet your other name is gold-related. What is it? Gold Bar Bill? Garlic Bill? Nope. Billy and Bill, whatever. Thought so. What's up, Bill? My rodent partner, Dilbera went looking for gold, but she's been gone for too long. We saw a rat in the prison earlier, didn't we, Kazooie? Yep, a quick call to Exterminator or us sorted that one out. You know what I mean? Oh, you have to excuse my feathered friend. She's only joking. I think I can hear her now. Hi, honey, I'm home. Deliberate. Is that real you? I'm so happy you found my... whatever. Take this pretty little gold nugget as a reward. Sounds good to me. As soon as I can get past the partying crowd, because of course. Okay, so even though we came from here in Mayhem Temple, that Jiggy that we got, it only counted for Glitter Gulch Mine, so that was one of the missing Jiggies. Also, the Jinjo I have left to collect there, we won't be able to collect it for quite a while. And the reason as to why is because it's incredibly high up. It's really high up within the one water tower room. So in other words, it's in the same sort of area as the Cheeto page, except it's in a different pipe, and we have to approach it by different means. Anyway, time to head in here and grab this last Jiggy we have left to pick up. So the intended method for this is to knock the Jiggy down and just smack yourself against a couple of pillars. And you have to knock them down in order. Yes. I am back to using OBS Studio, at least for right now. I'm definitely playing things by ear for the time being to see how things will go. Everything should be fine as far as I'm aware. And I'm glad everything's fine on your end as well. God damn it. Get out of my way, asshole! Jesus! Okay, so for the last one, after you knock down the Jiggy to the last pillar, you can just jump up and grab it. I said jump up and grab it, thank you. Good God. It's not exactly rocket science to do something like that. Hello? But yeah. For right now, I am back to using OBS Studio, and I think that's what I'm going to stick with from now on. Again, I'm glad that I only paid for a one-year subscription plan of XSplit, as opposed to using paying almost $200 for a lifetime subscription, if you know what I mean. And right now, or at least the last time I checked, it was close to $400 for a lifetime subscription, but regardless, it was really expensive. Regardless of what happens, though, is everything squeaking in the gameplay? Okay. I think maybe it's just my controller. It's analog stick squeaking. I don't know why that is. It's weird. Okay, well, at least with that, we're done with Mayhem Temple, which is awesome. But like I said, though, we cannot complete the Glitter Gulch Mine as of yet, unfortunately. I mean, we were able to get one more Jiggy, but that's really all we can do with that level. For now, though, let us continue onward and head off to a new land. To do this, we'll just head on through the plateau and be on our merry way. As soon as I can get into frickin' Talontrot. Another black Jinjo. Oddly enough, I feel as though I've gotten, like, the worst Jinjo manipulation file imaginable. Just the kind of luck I have. Yeah, $400 for a lifetime subscription to XSplit. Granted, it's a one-time fee, and once you pay it, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about any sort of renewals ever again. But with a one-year plan, I'll get into that in a minute. For blasting things, these eggs were made. Don't stand close when you fire a grenade. That'll be all. Dismissed. So, yeah, with that, we now have the grenade eggs. Grenade eggs are the most powerful eggs you can get your hands on in the entire game. However, you can only carry up to 25 for your initial lineup. There is a way to increase egg capacity, but we'll be learning how to do that later on in the game. And in fact, I think it's like the first cheat you're given, so you can practically get your egg capacity doubled within a very short period of time, which is pretty awesome. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. Hello there, little darlings. Have we met, lady? Not personally, but I believe you helped my husband out a while ago while we still lived on Freezy Peak. Oh, then you must be Mrs. Boggy. How's the big guy? Oh, a little older, a little fatter. He's given up sled racing and taken to watching his new widescreen TV all day, lazy oaf. Anyway, I must be getting back home. I told my children, Groggy, Soggy, and Moggy, to meet me here. I don't suppose you feel like rounding them up for me? Yep, that is one task within this place of which we will not be able to fully complete. But we can get some things done. I'll just pop it back on the grill and the punters will never know. I've been rubbled. I don't think that was the right term, but regardless. Boom! I love making things go boom with the grenade eggs. They may be powerful, but they have a very slow fire rate. So in other words, you can't really fire them all that fast in like a 3-round burst or anything like that. Speaking of bursts, fire eggs can fire in bursts of 2, but not like the regular blue eggs, which can fire in bursts of 3. Also, those slot machines... You got a ticket for Conga's Big Top. Nice. Speaking of which, Conga makes a return in this game. He now runs the Big Top at the very center of this place, which is pretty sweet. We will be over there relatively shortly. First off, let's grab some food. Ah, sheesh. Someone's found the switch. I hate customers always wanting things. Oh my god, I can relate to this guy so damn well. It's not even funny. Hurry up and order, weirdos. I'm a busy guy. So I see, we had to fight our way through this crowd of customers you have. Quite the comedian, huh? Now how about some of that Salty Joe's limp salty fries? Give me some fries, Joe. Yeah, fries coming right up. Have a nice day, I guess. I knew he would say that. Yep, me too. I better start frying up some more, 'cause I'm all out. Yes, you'd better prepare for the impending rush. Why, you cheeky little... You want to know something funny about those slot machines? I think they're supposed to be some sort of indicator of the current world's events. I have no idea. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think Rare was that clever and thought that far in advance. Although it'd be pretty funny if that was the case. Separate skills are what you lack, so let's get Zooey out of your pack. Find your paths is what you do. Press A makes one become two. That'll be all. Dismissed. So here are the split up pads, folks. You have split up. To change to the other character, stand on your pad or near a swap cloud and press A. To rejoin, simply touch the two characters together. Rated E for everyone! Okay, I'll stop. They don't mean it like that, but that can be taken in such a bad way, it's not even funny. Come inside and have your fortune told by Madame Grunty. However, we are contractually obligated to point out that you may not necessarily like what she decides. Okay, let's see what she got. Ah, welcome. I will now choose your fate. You win some gold feathers. So, the point of that is going inside this tent yields random rewards. Like, sometimes you'll win feathers, either red feathers, gold feathers, or some eggs, depending on what kind of eggs you have. And most of the time, you win a beating, which just subtracts 1 unit of health. However, on the lowest of chances, Madam Grunty may reveal a secret cheat to you, which you can enter in Mayhem Temple, and that would activate the signposts that are within Grand Jiggy Wiggy's temple. So, yeah, I was not able to do that in my practice playthrough of this game, because I just couldn't get lucky enough, but let's see if I can change that here. You win a beating! I like this one! I seriously wonder how she even does that. Does she literally just gives Banjo and Kazooie a good falcon punch to the face and then smashes him with a hammer and then sends him flying out the door? Does she turn into Amy Rose and does that? I have no idea. Extra fire eggs, okay. Madam Grunty's tent is closed for temporarily for refurbishment, I guess. So after a certain number of fortunes are told, and by the way, the number is purely random, Madam Grunty will close her tent. In order to get the tent to reopen, you have to allow a certain amount of time to pass, or leave the level, or die. And then respawn. Fancy a burger? Big Al sells the tastiest burgers in Witchy World. Ugh, how on earth did you get a job in catering? Well, I'm not sure really. I used to clean out the toilets. I've lost my appetite all of a sudden. Go on, give them a try. I've got a few left. Do you want them? I guess. Although I'm pretty sure they'll make someone sick. Give me some burgers, Al. Okay, kid. Burgers coming right up. You want fries with that? Ooh, yes, please. Well, too bad. Burgers is all I got. Go see Salty Joe. What? I've got no more burgers left. Better root around for some more. I think there's one just under your left foot. Where? I can't see it. Madam Grunty's tent is now open again. If I can aim my frickin' eggs. DBZ action, folks. So, yeah, like I said, enough time has passed for Madam Grunty to open up her tent again. Let's see what she's got this time. More gold feathers. Okay, I'll take it. More gold feathers. And closed again. Fantastic. Okay. Well, there's that. Anyway, one thing worth mentioning is that Witchy World is my favorite world in the game because of a couple of reasons. First off, I like the fact this takes place in an abandoned, run-down amusement park that's practically a safety hazard, and I'm surprised the Safety Commission hasn't counseled of whether or not to keep this park up and running or not. Shooting eggs defends bird and bear, so why not fire them in the air? Up C gives the aiming sight, and press Z to shoot from height. That'll be all. Hello, kid. Who are you? Thank goodness you came. I'm really hungry. Don't you think you've had enough? No way! I just need a burger before I go find my mom. Ooh, you got some burgers. Please, 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 can I have one? Will you give me some food? Way to be redundant. Of course. Yummy! Are you okay, kid? You're looking a little, full, shall we say. My tummy hurts. Please carry me back to Mom. I can't stand up. I'm not surprised. Well, that is the unfortunate thing about this task with Mrs. Boggy. This kid here requires a ride, and in order to get said ride, we can't just lift up the poor kid above our head and carry him, or roll him around at the speed of sound, Katamari Damacy style. Instead, we literally have to split up and have Banjo do the carrying and heavy lifting for us. But, of course, for some reason, Banjo does not know how to empty his sack and... Well, actually, he does, but you get the point. He doesn't know how to do the taxi cab service or anything like that as of yet, which is really damn annoying. And we won't be able to learn said move until quite a ways later into the game, which is kinda lame. Anyway, the other reason why I really love this world is the enemies here. I frickin' love them. Also, this. You've collected a random stop honeycomb. Press B to choose your new energy bar. So, unlike the skill honeycomb where you have to push B at the right time once it reaches the top, you instead have to push B as close to the top as possible, but the time it actually stays at the top is purely random. Like, it jumps around from, like, 2 hits from the top to, like, 1 hit remaining. Basically, those things are pure gambles, and honestly, it's not really recommended picking them up unless you're that close to death's doorstep. But regardless, let's head in here. Let's inside the tent and get ready for a great big show. And I forgot to explain why I also really love the Witchy world. The other reason, the enemies here, the grunts, they are my favorites because, one, they're kind of creative and remind me a bit of early Disney, and two, their noises, they go bleh! I don't know why, that just makes me laugh. It's just like, are you trying to be scary or intimidating? Because it's clearly not working and instead you're making me laugh. I don't get it. Let me see your tickets, buddy. Tickets? What do we need them for? 4 tickets are required to enter Kunga's Big Top. No tickets, no entry. But we have 4 tickets. Pass them over then, pal. Cheers. I'd better let you in now then. You're just in time. The show's about to begin. I hope they've got acrobats and human cannonballs. Or canopies, I think that's the term. Where do you think our seat will be? I can't see any seats. Perhaps we're supposed to sit on this big lump on the floor over here. Doesn't look very comfy. Oh dear. Somehow this thing is alive. Oh dear, no more intruders! Well, I'll show you who's boss! See how big and strong Mr. Patch is? Pah! You're not all that big, really. That Klungo freak near the start was probably bigger than you. Oh yeah? Well, how about this then? Say hello to the next boss, everyone. Mr. Patch! I suppose you think you're clever, don't you? Well, one doesn't like to blow one's own trumpet. Ooh, I sense a battle coming on. If you insist! Oh dear, so time to fight good old Mr. Patch. And in this battle, you're going to need grenade eggs in order to shoot his weak spots, which he has several. The rubbery nature of Mr. Patch himself is rather interesting as, okay, what? How am I missing this? I really hate aiming with these grenade eggs, I really do. Thankfully, grenade eggs respawn throughout the course of the battle. So even if you run out for some ungodly reason, whether by means of you sucking, oh, you found a weak spot. It looks like I might need some help here. You have to beat me from the air now. I wouldn't say that. I think if you're fast enough, and also with a certain cheat active, you could still technically kill Mr. Patches while on the ground, but again, you have to move fast. Another thing too is if you haven't learned the ability to fire eggs while flying in the air, Kunga would not allow you to, okay, I didn't know you could do that. Although that kind of, now I have another question on my mind. Why is it that we have to learn how to fire eggs while flying in the air in the first place? If we can just beak bomb into Mr. Patches and just take him out that way. I don't get it. I honestly don't get this game, I swear. So anyway, Mr. Patches can be kind of tricky to take down. Especially with how finicky the egg aiming truly is. And again, you could also, just for better or worse, beak bomb into Mr. Patch's weak spots. Although now I have another burning question on my mind. Since Mr. Patches is technically an inflatable, sentient, living, breathing thing, how is it that he's able to keep himself inflated despite the fact that he has a million holes? Granted, I know he has patches and everything, hence his name. But regardless, it's still kind of baffling how he's still able to move around and really not be completely deflated. I don't get it at all. Damn it. Ooh, nice snipe. Granted, as you're fighting Mr. Patches, he does get smaller and smaller throughout the course of the fight, which is pretty nice. Although it does make things a little bit harder as the targets that you have to shoot are getting smaller as a result. Although, again, how is it that he's still able to move around so freely and not be completely flat as a pancake? Usually those holes have to be patched practically immediately, and it doesn't keep the inflatable thing really that inflated for long. Video game logic. That's one caveat. And also kind of a cop-out, too. I seriously don't get this game. Come on, really? There we go, he's done. Uh-oh, looks like trouble. And there he goes. Falling down like a balloon he is. Although, can you really call him that? Usually, inflatable objects with valves, you can't really, inflate them like you can balloons. Just due to the amount of weight of which, the materials used to make them are. So what I mean by that is most inflatable objects with valves like that are usually made of latex and rubber. I don't get it. Okay, maybe I'm digging a little too deep into that, but regardless, it is just more video game logic at its finest. And it's also kind of weird. Okay, time for the test of strength. So, in order to win this game, you have to do a regular beak bomb onto the switch, then do a bill drill, and then just poop a grenade egg onto the switch, and bada bing, bada boom. Easy jiggy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. If you try to repeat a move again, then unfortunately, that will not count, and the bar will not rise up. Okay, so over here we have the White Jinjo, aka the best Jinjo for every speedrunner ever of this game. Just saying. And the reason why he's the best, because he's the only family member. He's like that old man who yells at kids to get off his damn lawn. I am grateful for your help. I thought I'd never find my way home. Take this Jiggy for your trouble. Thanks, dude. Thanks for the Jiggy. Definitely helps, regardless. Especially for early game, if you can get him like as the first Jinjo, that would be fantastic. Anyway, funny story about that. As a kid, I never knew that you could actually grip onto the opening of the gate here and also jump across the wall. That is the intended way of getting across. However, thanks to how open-ended Banjo Tooie is, you can honestly approach it in a very different manner and just take a different path to said destination. Granted, I think it's about the same speed as getting over here. Then again, maybe the method I did before was actually slightly faster. Regardless, though, it is definitely worth noting. Sometimes you may end up finding another way to complete a task, as I clearly demonstrated within the first play session of this game. Alright, before we continue, let's actually bring this thing over here. Okay. Camera, can we work together, please? I said let's work together and solve some problems. Thank you. Okay, great. By the way, the reason why I decided to jump down is because we'll be riding that lift relatively shortly. Also, say hello to another of Boggy's kids. Oh, I'm starving! Give me some fries and I'll leave quietly. Wow, you got fries! Can I have some? Can I? Will you give me some food? Way to be redundant again, just like your brother. Thanks, mister. I'll go and see Mom, if Mom's ready to leave. Thanks for finding the little scamp for me. There's still another 2 to find, though. Also, say hello to another extremely annoying enemy in the game. Right here. It looks like a Jinjo, it acts like a Jinjo, but it's not. Rawr! I'm a Minjo, arch enemy of the Jinjos! Those suckers are so damn annoying. And the reason as to why is because, again, like I said, they act like Jinjos. And most of the time, they're in spots where you would think maybe you could find a hidden Jinjo there, but in actuality, no, that's not the case at all. A pretty clear way to tell if it's a Minjo or a Jinjo is if the spot seems a little too obvious, then it's more than likely a Minjo. And another way you could tell is just to fire a couple of eggs at said Jinjo. If the shot connects, then it's a Minjo. If it phases right through, then it's a Jinjo. I'll see if I can demonstrate this in a little while, like the next time I see a Minjo. Another clear way to tell them apart is if you notice a color of a Minjo, let's say, for example, it's purple here, but you leave the room and it changes color to, like, white, for example, then it's a Minjo. Banjo's now got an empty pack, so why not use it to attack? Press B and round it swings, bumps and bruises to baddies it brings. That'll be all, and dismissed. Oof! God, that's gotta hurt. What's also really cool about the pack attack is that it actually gives you a secret second ability. The ability to double jump. This is not intended by the developers, but for whatever reason, if you happen to swing and just push the A button again, you can do a second jump. Why is this a thing? I honestly do not have a clue. But it is very useful and great for breaking the game. Now, unlike Banjo, who can learn to defend himself almost immediately after being separated from Kazooie, she cannot learn to defend herself until a little bit later on in the game. Although, she can still defend herself by means of shooting eggs or farting them. That's another thing you can do too. But, it is something worth mentioning nonetheless. Okay. You may be thinking, why don't we just reunite the bear and bird now? Well, the thing is, our next tasks are actually going to be located right here within this bounce castle. Although I kind of wonder how this thing is even inflated right now. As you can see from the inside, it has several problematic spots which are patched out with little patches and also what looks to be duct tape. Duct tape, I gotta say, is pretty good for patching up holes, especially beach balls and stuff of that nature. And what's even better is Gorilla tape. That works even better. Although it's not 100% foolproof, especially if the split is severe, or if the puncture is severe, like as wide as USS Texas. I'm just saying. It's good for patching up like little holes, and if anything, it can slow down the deflation process greatly. Though it's not 100% foolproof if those splits are severe. Just saying. Anywho, let's play a game with Kazooie. Welcome to the Hoop Hurry Challenge. You have 60 seconds in which to score 30 points. Do you want to hear the rules? No thanks. I think it's self-explanatory. Let's begin. So in this minigame, you basically just run around and jump through hoops. The red hoops are worth 1 point, blue hoops are worth 3 points, and green hoops are worth 2 points. The idea here is to jump through as many of these hoops as you can. Granted, sometimes you may have a little bit of trouble jumping through some of these hoops, especially the 3-point hoops, as they are pretty dang small targets, while 2-point hoops are, they're roughly about the same size as the 1-point hoops. However, they're still big enough to jump through with ease. 3-point hoops, however, like I said, are really, really small and finicky. Like, sometimes they will not allow you to jump through no matter what you do, and sometimes you even get stuck underneath of them, for God only knows what reason. No, you can't have! You scored enough points to win my Hoop Hurry prize. Well, that was easy enough. Do you want to play again? No thanks. There's no need to play again anyway. Once you earn the Jiggy for this particular minigame, you can just simply say no and leave. So then, in order to play the next minigame, we actually need to get Bear and Bird back together. Otherwise, this door here will remain closed. However, once we return here, this door, which is only open for if Kazooie's in this room by herself, that room closes. So it's kind of, in a sense, a double-edged sword of how to go about things. But, again, that's just the way the game works. It is kind of weird how, one door opens and another closes magically, as if, it doesn't exist. And even if Banjo would enter the room, both doors would be closed. So, again, something else worth mentioning. Another thing worth mentioning as well is, for whatever reason, when Banjo-Kazooie separate, the characters that you're starting with don't start with full health, not until they die. Why that is, I have no clue. Same holds true for the 360 version of the game as well. Time for this minigame. Welcome to the Balloon Burst Challenge. You have 60 seconds in which to score 50 points. Do you want to hear the rules? No thanks. So, in this minigame, what you have to do here is just fly around and shoot balloons. Red balloons are worth 1 point, green ones are worth 2, blue ones are worth 3. Thankfully, unlike the last minigame, which the individual things are different sizes, the actual balloons themselves are all the same size, though I think they ascend at a different rate. So, in other words, the higher the point value, the faster those particular balloons ascend. Thankfully for this minigame, you get unlimited gold eggs, which you can just hold down the fire button and fire infinitely. And honestly, once the game begins, you really should just hold down the fire button and do not let go. I'm actually gonna fail this, aren't I? Oh my god, I just scored enough. I just scored just enough points to win that. Talk about clutch. Jesus, that was absolute pain. Phew. Honestly, that was way, way too close. And after you exit out of the minigame, you get your regular eggs back. You don't have gold eggs anymore. Not unless you choose to play the game again. Donkey Kong 64. I have to agree with you there. It's kind of weird how some of the minigames are set up here. Alright, let's claim our prizes. Which thankfully is really easy to do. Just use the Shack Spring Pad, get to the top of the castle, jump on the 2 corners, and you're good. Okay. And with that, we're on our way. Oh, hi, asshole. I'm honestly surprised that he just, came at me as soon as I exited out of the loading zone, completely defenseless. So what the hell was that all about? I really have no clue. But it was dumb. Press B to experience the scenic splendor of the cable car ride across to Space Zone. Okay. It's a fun little ride. You honestly should take it. That way you don't have to run across the entire tightrope all the way to Space Zone. Honestly, it's not a bad idea to do it this way. Besides, taking the scenic route like this allows you to get up here pretty easily and quickly. Again, very easy to just get up there, grab the empty honeycomb piece, and go. Okay, for this one, this section, I think you do have to jump from the tower here in order to reach that climbable surface. Yeah, you do. It's really not that hard. Normally, these holes would be shooting sparks. However, since this area technically doesn't have any sufficient power whatsoever, you can't really mess with them yet. And so those sparks would not initiate. Okay, here's a little fun fact for you. For the Banjo Tooie any percent run category, they would utilize a glitch known as delayed cutscene warp. And it's very important that they do a series of events in a very specific manner. And once they hit this switch, they essentially have to hit reset on the console about maybe 2 seconds after the game freezes and changes to a different cutscene. And after they do this, they grab a few more things and then trigger the cutscene that's supposed to trigger here in Glitter Gulch Mine and then warp straight to the final boss. That's how delayed cutscene warping works in a most simplistic manner. Honestly, that's the most simplistic explanation of delayed cutscene warp I know of. Although, I didn't quite explain everything when it comes to that particular glitch. And I think it's only exclusive to the N64 version. I could be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure it is exclusive to that version and not the Xbox version. Again, I could be wrong. It could still be possible, even with the faster load times. But it is something I feel like mentioning right here. Okay. So upon activating that cutscene, they would hit reset, grab a few more moves, including the Clockwork Kazooie eggs, which are a set of eggs which we will be getting later on. I don't know when, maybe in this session or the next one. We'll definitely have to wait and see. But regardless, it's going to be sometime in the very near future. So after that, they would activate the minigame for, go into the pause menu and activate replay mode. Hey, can't you read the fur bag? All food must be consumed in the theme park. That's not fair. Of course it's not fair, but try and leave with that stuff you've got, and I'll take it from you. Okay, so that's the annoying thing about Grunty and also, Witchy World in general. If you try to take food outside of Witchy World in most exits, Grunty will automatically confiscate the food from you, and you'd have to get it all over again. And the reason why that's relevant is because there's a world later on in which we have to get food for certain people, which are located, again, in another world. And we'll have to find a means of being able to bypass that restriction. Although it really isn't that difficult to do. But I feel like throwing that out there anyway. Also, remember Chuffy? Well, this is one of many train stations in which we can unlock and fast travel from world to world with Chuffy. Chuffy is loading ore in Glitter Gulch Mine. Would you like Chuffy to pick you up? Yes, please. And the reason why I'm having him pick me up here is not because I want to return to Glitter Gulch Mine. This is actually for a side quest for later. In fact, we're actually going to get this task started right about now. And the reason why is might as well kill two birds with one stone if I possibly can. Okay. Alright, time to take care of the next task. Again, the food is only taken away from you if you actually leave the level. Whether by train or by just walking through the exit. Just saying. I think, yeah, two of Boggy's kids require food, which are the round one and also the little girl who prances around like nobody's business. Ow. Okay, so this room's kind of annoying because it's really dang dark, plus the guardrails hurt you for whatever reason. So anyway, in here we have this terrifying room full of terrifying monsters. This is the Cave of Horrors. Woo! In the left cage we have the ancient bearded camel, mighty evil dinosaur, and weird killer alien. Speaking of camel, this one looks kind of familiar. Hey, it's Gobi! Hey guys, am I glad to see some familiar faces? Gobi? What are you doing in there? Well, as you may remember, I was on my way to the lava world, but I got captured. But now that you're here, I'll soon be out. We'll see about that, Butt Beardy. Do you have any money? No. Then get used to that cage, hump boy. That's no way to treat an old friend. Who says that you were my friend in the first place? You were kind of an asshole in the last game. Great! On my way to the lava world again at last! But why the lava world? I don't get it. I guess he just really wanted to go there because he would think we would never find him. Anywho, say hello to this scary evil dinosaur. I came on the train to visit the theme park, but those filthy rats chucked me in this cage and now I'm an exhibit. The sign says you're a mighty evil dinosaur. Perhaps that cage is the best place for you. If I was that mighty and evil, I'd have already busted the door down. Point taken. Come on, Banjo, let's whack the door. And by the way, you have to bust down the doors with grenade eggs. Thanks, strangers. I'm taking the next train out of here. By the way, if you haven't brought the train over sooner, she would just say, I'm just going to wait for the train. And then as soon as you bring the train here, she'll be like, that sounds like the train. The train's here. I'm heading off. Or something to that extent. Anywho, the weird alien is a Jinjo. Thankfully, it's not a Minjo. Otherwise, we'd have some serious problems. But really, that's all that this exhibit has to offer. Just those 3 things, and you don't have to worry about coming back here ever again. And as far as what's on that path over there to the right, there is a purpose. And I just remembered that now. It may not seem like there's much over there, but trust me, there definitely is. Not only will you find some nice egg refills, but you'll also see this weird crack in the wall that looks like it should be part of the scenery due to the lower texture resolution. But it's actually a climbable surface. And over here we have another Cheeto page, which is fan-frickin-tastic. So, that's done. That's awesome. Now, we have yet another fun little activity that we're going to participate in. This is the Dive of Death. And it, funny enough, takes place within what seems to be like a themed version of hell. Known as the Inferno. I wonder if the ride inside will be called the Bat Out of Heck. Ah, dang it. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Okay, there is a point of jumping in this pool, as believe it or not, there are actually a couple of notes in here. And oddly enough, landing inside said pool doesn't hurt you. No matter how it seems like it shouldn't, or it should hurt you, due to how shallow the water is. Video game logic! Okay. Bye-bye. Alright. Now that that's done, we still have a matter of finding a Globo here in order to access Humba Wumba's transformation. And also finding the other kid of which Mrs. Boggy is currently missing. Funny enough, when it comes to Boggy's kids, I don't think I've mentioned this yet, but even though the task is the same and you have to find the same 3 kids, wherever they end up in the park is purely random. Most of the time. I mean, they're in the same designated spots within certain parts of the park, but it's still, it's random of which kid ends up where. Hello, Globo. Funny how there's a Globo right here within Humba Wumba's hut. You have Globo. Want to give the Humba? Yes, please. Alright, let's jump in and say hello to my personal favorite transformation of the game. A van. Wumba calls this van. Van carries much coins. Use control stick to move and press B for horn. And the reason why this is my favorite transformation is because there's no other one like it other than a future transformation. And the other reason too is that the van is completely invincible. I am dead serious. You can just plow right through enemies like they're nothing but paper mache. And even destroy slot machines like those. Take that pay-to-win bullshit! Get a load of this, you stupid loot box! Shove it up your ass! Man, that's so much fun. It honestly is. It really is a lot of fun to just plow right through everyone with such an overpowered being of this magnitude. Another brown Jinjo. Neat. Haven't found one of these in a while. This Mumbo pad. Mumbo stand on it to perform great magic. I know about that, Mumbo. Funny enough, you can go through the entire game and not even trigger that text once. I mean, it's pretty dang obvious of what you need to do with those pads. It has Mumbo's face on it for a reason. So anyway, next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to return to Space Zone. And I also want to show off something pretty funny that you can do with the van here. Remember this tent? Let's head inside and see what happens. Eh? What are you doing in here? I think you better leave. I think she has that reaction because, well, it's a van, for one, and two, she can't hurt the van, and three, it's pretty funny how she has that reaction. So, why not? Why not share something like that? Am I right? Okay. So this room doesn't look like there's very much going on in here. And the reason as to why is pretty simple. Because you need to power it first. By the way, this spot around this room is where you could find one of Boggy's kids. That's one of the spots. Another could be over by Area 51. And no, we didn't see any people trying to Naruto run over there. Just saying. That's not what you're supposed to do. Although that would be pretty funny if we saw an enemy or something try to do the Naruto run over there. Pay here to enter the fearsome furnace of the Inferno! The ride is now open! So yeah, the second reason why we needed the van is because there are certain areas of which can only be accessed with the van. So, the Inferno, we can only open it up with said van because it carries money. There's no way we can pay anything whatsoever as the Baron Bird. So that's pretty interesting. And it's definitely worth throwing out there. Anyway, in here we'll find Mumbo's skull, which has a pretty badass looking makeover. It is in the shape of a devil, which is pretty sweet. In here we'll have another empty honeycomb piece. Mumbo's also in here too, and I think if you try to talk to him as a transformation, he'll be like, I will only work with Baron Bird. Go back and give me Baron Bird, I guess. Speaking of Globo, here it is, right here. Really not that difficult to find. Again, you can always find Globos near at least, it's near either Mumbo's or Humba Wumba. Oh, hello! Whoa! Damn! Thanks, Wonderful, for the raid! Again, thank you so much for the raid, dude. I highly appreciate it. I was not expecting that. Okay, so I guess it turns out you can't talk to Mumbo as a transformation. Who knew? Also, I appreciate the good luck, but I'm not actually running the game. Also, hello, new follower. We have Trailiaga. I think that's how I say your name. If it isn't, please correct me. But regardless, thank you so much for the follow, dude. I highly appreciate it. I also updated the raid notification recently, as of yesterday, and the reason as to why was because I felt like making it slightly shorter than what it was previously. Hope you enjoy it. Again, pretty insane. Pretty insane if you think about it. That was the first ever raid I've ever had. Pretty neat. Anyway, we're done with the van for now, but oddly enough, we will have to grab this again later. Yeah, first ever raid. Okay. Anyway, there's a little oddity for you. Whenever Banjo drives back into Humba Wumba's bath as the van, for whatever reason, he's either laying down or facing straight down into the pool face first, as if he's doing a belly flop. Why this is, I really have no clue. But it is pretty funny nonetheless. I bet it has to hurt if he just goes slamming right in. Okay, actually, now that I think about it, before I go into Mumbo's and take care of that, I'm actually going to head back outside here, because there is a task of which we can take care of here. And this task that we can take care of can only be done separated, as far as I'm aware. Then again, it might be possible to do it as the Baron Bird without the need of separating, but it's best to be on the safe side. So anyway, first thing we have to do is press down the switch as Banjo, and then continue the rest of the way as Kazooie. Although for whatever reason they give you the running shoes, I don't think you really need them. So let's try doing it without the running shoes first. I think the reason why they give you the running shoes is so that way you can get up here just slightly faster. By the way, these flame guys, they suck. They're probably the worst enemies in the game. Plus, I think they're completely invincible too, so you can't kill them by any means, which is really damn lame. Okay. And with that, we're done. I said we're done. Whee! And Death Warp. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Honestly, that is the fastest way of getting back into Banjo's backpack. And just jump off the tower and die. That is one pretty funny thing about splitting up Banjo and Kazooie, is that some instances it's actually faster to Death Warp back to the split up pad in order to change back. Or to change characters, for that matter. Just saying. Alright. Alright. Time to get to work with Mumbo. Oddly enough, he really isn't going to be used very much in this world. Groggy, you mean the round one? He's over by the Doggums, aka the bumper cars. Can I please warp? That would be fantastic. So anyway... Oh, hello. Didn't notice you there. Also, hello, Nade. Welcome to the stream. Glad that you were able to make it. Funny enough, this is where we'll need to return to this area as the van. So why do we have to do that extra backtracking, you may ask? It's because this ride, even though it's technically opened up its doors, it still requires you to pay the entrance fee. So why this is, I really don't know. It's weird. Okay. Now, I'm sure there's another thing I can do with Mumbo after this, though I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure it's just these two pads that Mumbo is needed. Other than that, he's basically done. So, this next thing we're powering up is the Saucer Apparel, which oddly enough is one of the most hardest tasks that you can complete in the entire game. One more pad. Trying to figure out where, though. Oh, right. Spaceland again. Didn't think about that. My mistake. Okay. I guess we're not quite done with Mumbo just yet. It does kind of suck that Mumbo moves incredibly slowly, and there's no way to speed him up either, which is kind of lame. Alright, let's go. If I can run in the right direction. Onward to Spaceland. And I think at this point it might technically be a little bit faster to Death Warp back to Mumbo's skull. So one thing worth noting is, as you're, if you happen to die as Mumbo or as a transformation, you would reappear or respawn at their designated locations. So for Mumbo, he would appear outside of his skull, and the transformation would reappear and respawn at the at Humbo Wumba's tent. Maybe I should try it for laughs. Oh dear. Well, that's definitely not right. Hooray for graphical corruptions. Oh, I bet that has to hurt if it stretched all the way down to the ground. Alright, let's get this a shot. Ouch. Alright, we'll try one more time. One more time. There's a reason why speedrunners don't do this as Mumbo. And I think it's pretty obvious. Damn it! Definitely mistimed the jump there. Dang it! Well, I gave it my best shot. What can I say? It's best to do that as the bear and bird anyway. As they have better mobility and also additional stability as well. Alright. Thank you. I appreciate it. Alright. Let's actually go to Space Zone first. That way we can get this space task done as soon as possible before we return as the van. Trust me, it needs to be done. Okay. Okay, maybe I need to approach this a bit better. Okay, that was complete utter bullshit. Well, at least I'm on the star. And not on the ground. So I guess that's a good thing. Oh my god, I thought I didn't make it again. Okay. That's fine. Third time's the charm. Okay. Now with that done, let's grab the van and get ready for some bumper car action. Okay. Let's go. I know it's kind of annoying that you have to keep running back and forth, back and forth. There is a ton of backtracking that makes Banjo Tooie so infamous. There's just so much back and forth that you have to do that it's not even funny. It's not like the first Banjo-Kazooie where you can get almost everything done on your first initial trip to said worlds. But here in Tooie, you can't quite do that. Also, I know I could have used the warp pad as the van, but honestly I feel like it's more fun to drive to said destination. But then again, I just plain forgot. I also love how the guards just run away in fear of the van. The almighty Van of Death! Who knows, it may even have Van Halen here. Hey, here to enter the Bone Jarring Dogums Challenge. And the ride is now open. And we're done with the van. No, seriously, we're done. We're done with it. That's all we need to do with it. Actually, now that I think about it, it might be a better idea to go after the Saucer Apparel Challenge next. As with said challenge, it is in Space Zone, and when we get done, we'll be back in Space Zone. So, that's gonna be interesting. Funny enough, when it came to that challenge in particular, I honestly didn't have too much trouble with that one. Then again, I was playing on Xbox, and the controls are, I think, about the same and on par with the N64 release. So, then again, maybe I just got lucky and just got enough skills to actually do that without too much of an issue. So, might as well take care of it now, get it done and over with as quickly as possible. Yeah, I have to agree with you there, buddy. Okay. Let's have some fun with the Saucer Apparel. Bleep! Jump on board to ride the exciting Saucer Apparel! Bleep! Okay. Let's go. Let's go for a flight. Alright, this one I'm gonna need to concentrate a lot on this. When the crosshair appears, press Z to fire at the targets to score points. Blue targets are worth 3, green 2, and red only 1. To give you a chance, I'll give you some special eggs. Score 500 points to win first prize or 400 for the second prize. So this is why the game is difficult. You have to score 500 points throughout the course of this entire endeavor. And given these aiming controls here, really makes things a lot harder than necessary. Plus the chugging frame rate, I think adds on to the difficulty too, though, then again, maybe it actually helps. I'm not really 100% sure, but let's give this a shot. They're not really that much different. It's just the controls in Tooie, Xbox versus N64 is that they're a little more janky and a lot more sensitive than N64 is. Okay. Okay, 183 seems pretty good so far. One thing about this minigame is that you want to just hold down the Z button throughout the entire duration of the minigame. Just hold it down, don't let go, don't worry about accuracy. Accuracy does not play a role in this game whatsoever. And if you see multiple targets, try to prioritize the higher value targets first. Though the lower value targets do add up over time, time is not exactly something we have here. Wow, that was pretty good. Wow, I may actually be able to do this on my first try. Need 49 more points, baby. We can do this. 49 to go. Oh, hell yeah, baby! Wow. And I said this was one of the hardest tasks in the game. Again, just hold Z and don't let go. And that's that. $5.69. Ooh, dirty number. Nice shooting. You win 2 bleeping prizes. A primitive paper thing. Bleep. And this shiny gold thing. Bleep. That's all my prizes gone, but why not ride again to try and beat your best score, Bleep? Funny enough, in the Xbox version of the game, the leaderboards work a lot differently than they do with Banjo Tooie. Dang it. So, instead of tallying totals for individual level completions like Kazooie does, bleeping prizes. Yeah, that is pretty funny if you think about it. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Oh, hello. We have another Boggy's Kids here. This fair is so much fun. I'm not going back to Mother, and there's nothing you can do to make me. How about bite me? Ow! What'd you do that for, mister? I'm off to find my mom, and she'll tell my dad. Thanks for finding the little scamp for me. There's still another one to find, though. And like I said, we can't really deal with that right now. Not until later. What was I saying before? Honestly, I forgot. Dang it. Ah, whatever. Let's go play some bumper cars. Dodge him. Okay. Leave our twinklies alone. Let's see you collect 60 points worth of twinklies in 45 seconds. Whack the bear! So this dodge 'em minigame really is not that difficult at all. Even though the challenge does become slightly more difficult with additional opponents working against you. It doesn't really matter though, as the points asked to grab by the time you finish the minigame gets smaller and smaller. So I think for round 1 they asked for, I think 60 points? And we've already gotten set amount. Then again, it might have been a little bit less than that. Regardless though, it's really not a difficult challenge at all. In fact, I wonder if there's some sort of high score system that you can achieve here. Not bad. You've beaten game 1 with 83 points. Now try my second challenge. Yeah, that's what I was talking about before. The Xbox leaderboards essentially keeps track of the leaderboards in, like, the minigames, and I believe Boss Rush. I think. And also game totals, like the totals for 100% completion. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Anywho, let's go on to the next challenge. Time for 2v1. Which one is the gas pedal? Let's see you collect 50 points worth of Twinklies in 45 seconds. Whack the bear! One thing that can kind of screw you over is the Twinklies starting location when they first spawn in, but really it's not that bad. Once you start collecting them, you should be good to go. One thing worth noting though is that the enemies can also kind of collect Twinklies, or in this case they just make them disappear. They won't necessarily count against you, like you're not really competing with them. They're just trying to do everything they can to slow you down. And honestly, it really isn't that bad. Just keep moving and just go for as many Twinklies as you can within your path. Once you get out of the initial grass, then you'll be good to go. Alright, one more challenge to go here, and then we're out. Time for Dodge 'em Challenge 3. 3 versus 1. You're in for a real ramming this time, pal. Really? I would love to see you try. Let's see you collect 40 points worth of Twinklies in 45 seconds. Whack the bear! Oh crap, I'm trapped in a corner. That is definitely the worst place to be in this minigame. Trapped in a corner. If you're trapped in the corner, you're going to be spending quite a lot of time trying to get out of said corner. But thankfully the score requirement is low, like really low. It's kind of weird how the score requirements to win the challenges just get lower and lower each and every time. Get out of my way, you assholes. Just barely had enough points to pass. Good God. Honestly, no! You beaten Game 3 with 48 points. I suppose you'll be wanting some sort of prize. That's right. Hand it over, you bony hag. Damn Skippy. Damn Skippy, dude. Honestly, that was pretty damn close. A little too close for comfort. Especially after getting stuck in a couple of corners a few times throughout the course of the game. Alright, let's see what our totals are like. 9 out of 10, 5 out of 5, 3 out of 3. Okay, everything is good to go. Now, the last Jiggy we cannot grab right now. We can only grab it after we manage to bring back the last of Boggy's kids. Which, like I said, we can't do right now, not until later. So for right now, we have no choice but to leave. And of course, Grunty's going to try to take our food away, which, yeah, she's going to do it. Which does kind of stink. Oh well, what can you do? And like I said, if you want to grab more food, you have to go back into Witchy World and grab said food all over again. Thankfully, you don't have to reopen the stalls. They'll have more food available for you, which, oddly enough, is free. You can just get free food almost as many times as you please. It's kind of weird, and also really fascinating how that's even the case. Alright, let's head in here and see if we have enough honeycombs for a new energy bar. And I believe we do. Okay, I have enough for one extra unit of energy. Okay, I guess this is a conversation in which you can't skip. Alright, awesome. So, for the next unit of energy requires 7 honeycombs. Empty honeycomb pieces. So, only need 6 more, which honestly is not too bad. Just need to complete 2 more worlds with empty honeycomb pieces, and we'll have ourselves another hit, which is pretty nice. Nah, that's not needed. Okay, so in order to proceed onward to the next part, we actually need to head back in here and press down a few switches, and bada bing, bada boom. Oddly enough, if you try to enter the room as either bear and bird, come on, Kazooie, don't leave me in this world alone. It acts like you're leaving the world. Why? I have no idea. It's the same world for Pete's sake. Anyway, in here we'll have yet another move that we can learn. Freezing cold, but that's the price for launching eggs of solid ice. Nice. So with that, we now have the ice eggs. That'll be all. Another one of speedrunners' worst nightmares. Dismissed! Apparently, sometimes Jam Jars can take off his sunglasses, and when he does, it takes a while for him to put them back on. Why that is, I really don't know. I wonder what the odds are to have Jam Jars take off his glasses at the very end of the conversation and also bonk his head on his silo. I'm gonna guess the odds of that happening are probably less than 1%. Or it might be 5%. I'm not too sure. But I know bonking is pretty high at around 10, maybe 15%. Although I'm probably spewing random numbers out of my butthole here. I never really looked into it myself, so I don't know if that's really the case. Anyway, we have Mumbo's hut here. However, he can't really be used in here very much, or really at all for that matter. Not yet. As one reason is because we're lacking in a Globo to actually use him, and 2, there's no reason to do so. Even though there was a Mumbo pad near the train station, we can't use that quite yet. It is pretty interesting how he randomly takes off his glasses. Oddly enough, I've never really seen him take off his glasses either. Definitely my first time experiencing that. Anywho, we have a door here that leads to yet another level. If you don't have enough Jiggies to open said level, Jiggy Wiggy will inform you of how many Jiggies are left in order to open the level. It is written that 36 Jiggies are required to open this door. But you do not have enough. Keep searching, mortal. I think if you do have enough and you see that the door is closed, you'll have the option to just instantly teleport to Jiggy Wiggy's temple, which is pretty insane. Although, I don't think it's used in any sort of speedrun ever, as saving and quitting and stuff of that nature is way faster than just not doing that. Just saying. Anyway, let's head off to the next level, which is Jolly Roger Lagoon. This level is quite a fun one. This is a doubloon. They are the only currency accepted in Jolly Roger's Lagoon. Yeah. We're dealing with a different kind of currency here. And oddly enough, this currency is the only time you'll see otherworldly currencies in the entirety of Banjo Tooie. Also, this stone slab is can only be destroyed by a grenade egg. Definitely worth it, trust me. that's pretty interesting, how they use the Jiggy Warp every now and again. But not really. Again, very interesting. I wonder if I can blow up the top from here. Indeed I can! Ha! Nice! I was not expecting that. Another way you can destroy that top is by means of doing the bill drill. That's another way you could do that too. So, hopping in here, we're in the basement of the waste disposal plant. And oddly enough, this takes place within a future world. And that is the infamous level Grunty Industries. But the reason why we can come in here is so that way we can stop the toxic waste disposal plant from polluting the water which is down below from where we came from. And that's only part one of a task that takes place over here. Thanks, giant teddy bear! Now our water is crystal clear! And part two is that the water is, I believe, way too cold. Or then again, it might be too hot, rather. Also, we have this random Minjo here, because potatoes. Why is he here? Why is he causing a ruckus? I really do not know. But he's here, he's annoying. Don't bother with him, he's not worth your time. But with that, we're done with this area for right now. This is literally all we can do in here. Oddly enough, we will be back. We'll be back in that area later on. How much later on? Quite a ways later on. By the way, it's definitely worth grabbing every single doubloon that you can, as trust me, you're going to need a lot of them. The water is cleaner, but there's still the temperature to fix. Yeah, and your freaky arm. Funny how that one pig has 3 arms. Probably because he swam around in that toxic waste. The Jolly Roger Lagoon from Mario 64. Really, that's a Mario 64 reference? Well, that kind of blew over my head. Until just now, as you pointed it out. I never really thought of it that way. But if that really is a Mario 64 reference, that's pretty neat. Anyway, we have yet another move in here, though we can't really do it as the Baron Bird. It ain't happening, lady! You need to get rid of that large boy before you learn this one. Fair enough. I'm kind of surprised Banjo didn't fire back any sort of smart remarks. It is kind of weird how that's the case. But anyway, you do need to separate the Baron Bird duo in order to even access that move, which we will be doing so in a little while. Right now, let's head into Jolly's and also blow it up, because, or we could blow ourselves up, that works too. Not. That's what I wanted to do. There's a reason why I did that, trust me. Alright. Well, that was easy. Let's talk to Jolly. Oh, hello there. I'm Jolly Roger, town mayor and proprietor of this lovely Harborside Inn. We'd like a ginger beer, please. I'd love to oblige, but I'm less than jolly at the moment, as my partner's gone missing. That's a shame. Now, how about that drink? Zoe! Oh, sorry. Where'd you last see her? She was out on the wave racer earlier yesterday evening. I heard a big gulping noise, and when I got outside, she was gone. Perhaps she was eaten by a vicious sea demon. Oh, I hope not. It's happy hour soon, and I'll be needing some help. Would you like to rent a room? It's half price at 2 doubloons, as this naughty mole has dug a hole in the corner of it. How about it? Aye! Aye! Aye, sir. Okay, big boy, show me the doubloons. Lovely, I'll just open the door for you, okay? Cheers, but how can you possibly sleep while my partner is still missing? you're a butthole. I know that finding your partner is really important and everything, but even so, though, it's, you really shouldn't be like, oh, woe is me, and share your problems. That's not the bartender's job. When in the water and baddies attack, then this new move will let you shoot back. Press up C for the aiming sight, followed by Z to start a fight. That'll be all. Dismissed. Okay, and with that, we can now shoot eggs while underwater. Why is it that we have to learn the same sort of move 3 times over is anyone's guess. Also in here, we'll find a few Easter eggs. First off, a picture of Treasure Trove Cove. Not only this, but also a familiar face. If you're familiar with Rare's history, here he is. Avast ye, me scurry dogs! I be Captain Black Eye, fearless pirate and scourge of the seas. You're looking a tad wobbly there, Blackie. Just a touch of seasickness, ye filthy rats. Seasick? Some pirate you are. Watchy tongue, buzzard. Shiver me timbers, these seasick tablets Jolly gave me are mighty useless. Splice the main brace. No, one more press of that there button and I'll run you to the ground. Right, I'll slit your... Oh, me poor stomach. Just take these doubloons and fetch me another glass of water. I were in this fine game. A bear stole me glory. Looked a bit like you, he did. I were in this fine game. And I think he also has one more quote. Oddly enough, this pirate here is a very important piece of history. I had a dream once. Yeah, believe it or not, this pirate was a leftover asset from Project Dream, the precursor to Banjo-Kazooie before Banjo-Kazooie became a thing. So essentially, Banjo was supposed to be a side character for a certain protagonist during Project Dream's development. However, Black Guy here, he was supposed to be the antagonist rather than a Wicked Witch of the West. So, when Banjo-Kazooie became a thing, he basically stole Black Eye's time in the spotlight, along with Grunty as well. And so, rather than letting this character go to waste, Rare added in Black Eye here just for a fun little Easter egg. Honestly, it's pretty fun to listen to Black Eye and what he has to say. And learning a little more about the history of Rare and how it came to be. I'm afraid our jukebox is broken at the moment. A real pity. I just love dancing to the Salty Seaman's shanty. Perhaps you'll find a way to fix it. Funny enough, the way to actually fix this is with a secret code. Whoa, Jolly, you're not looking so good right now. You're seeing this right now, right? I don't even, man. Vine Sauce, why are you in my games? Will you please leave? I don't like that. But seriously though, I don't know what's up with that. It's really weird and kind of creeping me out. First we have the chin, then the eye, and we also had something else earlier on, and now Jolly's back, his head and hat are also kind of freaking out. I wonder if it's supposed to be a sign of something. And what's really weird is that only the games that I have that were made by Rare are the only ones that experience this. Why this is, I have no gosh diddly dang clue. Coincidence? I think not. Anyway, before we head on off to our next destination, There's actually a few doubloons in here. And there's also this crack in the wall. Oddly enough, that crack in the wall really threw me through a loop as a kid. I never even knew that crack was even there. And it looked like it was part of the scenery, so I thought it was just background decoration. But in actuality, it isn't. It's actually a real thing. Just shoot a grenade egg and off you go to the races. I'm serious. It really can throw people through a loop with that, as one of the tasks is actually locked up within that secret area. Okay. Before we continue on, let's head over here, as this drain over here holds an empty honeycomb as well as a few little enemies to have fun with, if you know what I mean. There's also a little signpost on which you could reach as well, but really, there's not much of a point of actually going in there, trust me. Unless you want a few hints here and there, but other than that though, there's really not much there to the imagination. Anywho, let's check out this new shop. Hey Blubber, it's been a long time.
Ahoy there, it be the old shipmate, Captain Blubber. How you going, me hearties?
Bit of a hard day, really.
Aye, these adventures are all the same, so many places to go and things to find.
Beats standing around, though. How's business, Blubberguts?
Not good, landlubbers. All me wares are shipwrecked, and the last one was eaten by a fish yesterday.
Perhaps we can lend you a doubloon or two.
Nah, shipmates, but I will sell ye my last possession for 1 doubloon. How about it, me hearties?
Do you want my last possession for 1 doubloon?
Aye!
Aye, sir.
Are ye a good have a good look inside this here crate. Thanks, shipmates. I be off to Jolly Roger for their quiz night. There be 1,000 doubloons up for grabs, and if I win, I'll be having me a fine new slime machine.
I make a horrible pirate. Anyway, within this room, not only will we find some additional notes and some honeycomb pieces, some honeycombs, we'll also find a Jinjo in here. Thankfully, it's not a Minjo, though. I'm honestly really glad. Anywho, that box contains a pair of running shoes. Not the most useful of items to find here, but since these running shoes have the upgrade of being able to run across the water at the speed of sound, you can use them to get over here and grab this Jinjo here. And again, as long as you stop, you're not stopping dead in your tracks in the water and you keep moving, you'll be fine. So anyway, fun fact about the doubloons is that if you happen to collect them all in the Xbox version of the game, I believe you'll be awarded a gamer picture. That or a theme, I can't remember. Regardless though, it is something worth mentioning. So if you're a completionist, by all means, go for it. Speaking of doubloons, I feel like I'm one short somewhere. There might be some in here that I'm missing. Okay, so in here we have a display case with a Jiggy. I think it's actually possible to grab that without having to pay the excessive fee of so many frickin' doubloons, as this requires you to pay 20 doubloons, I think. Yeah, it's 20. I was thinking it was 25, but no. The last set of doubloons required are actually needed for another item of which that guy will sell us.
I'm trying to think if there's any more doubloons that I might have missed somewhere. Right, there's actually a couple more up in an area of which only Kazooie could get to, so might as well take care of this now. Believe it or not, if you try to go over here as the Baron Bird, they will not have enough height to make it. Also, another thing too is if you try to buy anything with doubloons, I believe you have to pay him while Banjo and Kazooie are together. You're lost to safety that Banjo brings. Defend yourself now with your wings. Whirl them around by pressing B. A useful attack, I think you'll agree. Goodbye. Alright, so for whatever reason, Kazooie has to learn how to use her wings to attack. So with the wing attack now, she can now actually defend herself proper without the use of eggs, which is pretty sweet. Another thing worth noting, however, is that you can also use that as a means to extend your jump and continue onward across a greater plane, and do so with relative ease. Greetings, friend. The name's Pawno. I'm the local pawnbroker. We're interested in that jiggy in the case. Ah, yes, a real nice piece, circa Banjo-Kazooie. So I was told. I reckon 20 gold doubloons would be a fair price. 20 doubloons? We only want the jiggy, not your whole shop. It's still 20 doubloons for the jiggy. Would you like to buy it? Yes, please. Right, friend, let's see some gold. A pleasure doing business. Please help yourselves. What I find kind of strange about this thing is even though we just purchased the thing technically, the display case just completely explodes. Why? Why does it explode? Video game logic is the reason. I honestly don't get it. But seriously though, if you buy the jiggy, exit, and then re-enter, you'll see another item for sale. Hello again. How much for the worthless old page? Far from worthless, my friend. I was told that page comes from the legendary Cheeto book. Are you sure? Oh yes, I'm afraid I won't take less than 5 doubloons for it. I don't get quality like that in here every day. So I see. Welcome back. The page is still available if you want it. I'm sure it would be here next year. It would still be 5 doubloons. Do I have a sale? What do you say? Aye, sir! Right, friend. Let's see some gold. A pleasure doing business. Please help yourselves. Indeed I shall. Sweet. Funny enough, I never really knew that you could get a Cheeto page this way. Not until I looked up a guide when I was trying to 100% the Xbox version of Banjo Tooie. Which is kind of interesting to say the least. And now let's pay Mumbo a visit. And he's definitely the most useless within this level, but he does give us a pretty useful feature when it comes to this level. Alright, so let's pay up the good old Globo price of only 1 Globo 99. And bada bing bada boom, let's get to work. Really, he's not hardly used at all in this place, so why that is anyone's guess. So, another thing worth noting too is that secret area that we just opened up in Mumbo's hut, we won't be going in there until Kazooie learns another move later on, which will allow us to complete the task in there. Alright, so with this we have Sunlight. What this will do is the sun's UV rays will shine upon the water and somehow provide the ability of being able to breathe underwater as if we're a fish. So it has oxygen.
Why? How?
Mumbo shine big light on water. It now has plenty oxygen. Bear and bird not need to hold breath in there now.
Again, why? How is that possible? Video game logic strikes again! Jeez, man. But seriously though, that's all Mumbo is useful for in this world. That's really it. Funny enough, speedrunners don't even bother doing the whole oxygen thing because, well, with the improved swimming, you can just swim through underwater as fast as humanly possible and just make it to your destination, and also just barely make it with your butt intact in order to grab another move later on. So, now that we can actually breathe underwater, we can now explore this entire level proper. So under the sea, under the marvelous sea, we won't find any dancing crabs or mermaids or flounders floundering around and about. Instead, we'll have to worry about swimming past octopuses whose hitboxes, I swear to God, are absolutely completely busted. So say hello to Mr. Croctopus here, as I like to call him. Yeah, even though I made that look incredibly easy, it really isn't. For whatever reason, even if you shoot him point blank in the middle of the face, or even in his eye for that matter, he will not freeze randomly. So why that is, I really have no frickin' clue. Anyway, welcome to Atlantis. And no, we will not be finding the Lost Empire here, otherwise we'll lose billions of dollars in the box office. Let me know if you got the reference. Anyway, within this place, we'll find several places of which we can enter. Oh, come on, grab the thing, please. Thank you. Jeez. It's not that difficult to do, is it? Okay. Within this place, we have the Electric Eel's Lair. This is where speedrunners go to as they are sprinting all the way here. And again, they'll just be able to barely make it here alive. That launches bird, just watch her go through the water like a torpedo. Control stick to steer and A for speed, B to cancel if it's banjo you need. So, with that we have the Talon Torpedo. The Talon Torpedo is interesting, as the controls for it are incredibly sensitive for whatever reason. And upon using the move, you'll use up 5 red feathers, which, yeah, that's not a lot of fun. I mean, granted, it is fun to use. And another thing, too, is that the move is only temporary. There we go. Honestly, I probably should have kept the big torpedo active, as there's a door here which only Kazooie can break with said move. So this is what I mean about sensitivity. For whatever reason, the controls with Kazooie's torpedo are incredibly sensitive. And the best way to use her move effectively, honestly, is to go into first person upon activating the move and then start swimming. With said move, we'll actually be able to have Kazooie grab whatever objects are inside of these fish here. Oddly enough, these are completely invulnerable to anything and everything. You can drop a nuclear bomb on them and they'll still be swimming around as if nothing ever happens. They're like cockroaches. So, yeah. There's actually a couple of things we need to grab from those said fish. And those things are the Jiggy, which I just managed to grab. And also another thing too is, I believe, 2 Cheeto pages? As far as the locations of where those particular objects are, They're actually located in random fish scattered across the level. I probably got the best possible location for said Jiggy, but the Cheeto pages are another story entirely. And another thing we're going to be doing is right here. Funny enough, this combination changes from playthrough to playthrough. So here we have squiggly line, triangle, squiggly, squiggly, pi, omega. And like I said, the combination changes every playthrough. So in order to deal with this, we need to shoot an egg into these pots. So squiggly, next we need a triangle. I'm sure they have proper pronunciations elsewhere, but I just say squiggly because it's simplistic and it makes the most sense. I think it's pi and omega. There we go. And with that, the door's now open. Like I said, the combination changes from playthrough to playthrough, but it is the same amount that you have to enter every time, though, so I guess that's a good thing. But regardless, it is something worth mentioning, nonetheless. Anyway, before we get started, I'm definitely going to make sure I have full eggs here. Damn it! I wanted blue eggs, not the ice eggs. That works. And the reason why I want full eggs is because we have a pretty fun minigame that we have to do here. This is why we need to learn the ability to shoot underwater. Hello there! Oh, hi, I'm Chris. Chris, not very pig-like, if you ask me. Actually, it's crispy bacon. Ha! Oh, I see.
What are you doing, Mr. Bacon?
I'm on vacation, trying to photograph those lovely paintings on the way down there.
Sounds fascinating.
Oh, it is, but these awful fish keep attacking me. Why not get a spear gun? This camera was too expensive. I had no doubloons left. Perhaps you could protect me while I'm down there instead. Sure, okay. Right then, if you could just follow me down to the bottom. Alright, here we go. Time for a fun little minigame of Defend Mr. Bacon. There he is. Blah! As long as he doesn't have a child named Peppa, we're good to go. Hope you're ready. Here they come. So in this minigame, we need to shoot these pink fish that come racing towards Mr. Crispy Bacon here. And we have to defend him for 60 seconds. And unlike other minigames that involve shooting eggs, this one you don't have the luxury of having unlimited eggs up your arsenal. Are you kidding me? Is he dead? No, okay. He's still good. And the reason why I choose to use regular blue eggs as opposed to any other eggs here is for two reasons. One, you have the highest capacity with the blue eggs, and two, you can fire in 3 quick bursts. So that's pretty nice. So if you miss your first shot, it's not the end of the world. There we go, all done. I think that will do it. I'm off back to the surface. I got all the shots I need. Perhaps this thing I found earlier may interest you. Thank you, Mr. Bacon. Just, please, for the love of God, don't have children by the names of Peppa. Well, I'm off to get these pictures printed. Bye! Okay. And with that, we're done. We're done with Mr. Crispy Bacon. How the hell did that result in regular, frozen eggs? I don't get it. I think if you grab eggs in the last possible frame as they're transitioning to a different kind of eggs, you'll grab you'll grab the previously seen eggs for whatever reason. Okay. We're good with eggs for now, which is fantastic. As the next thing we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be heading off to another destination. One more thing worth noting too is that Atlantis really is super laggy in the N64 version of the game. So to help reduce the lag, go into first person and you'll be able to go through here that much faster and easier. Trust me. Also, I know it looks like that we're swimming through incredibly slowly and painfully, but there is actually a way we can make it so we can swim through here that much faster. However, that thing we can actually do that technically right now if we wanted to. But I'm not actually going to be doing that just yet. I'm actually going to wait a little bit until after we get done this level in particular. Anywho, we have a Globo somewhere around here. As far as where that is, I'm still trying to figure that out. I hear it laughing and chuckling and maybe even hear it bouncing around a bit. But as far as where it is, I think it's somewhere around here. Ah, there it is. That was actually pretty interesting and pretty difficult to find. Okay. Now, I know that Humba Wumba's tent is over there. However, we're actually gonna ignore that for right now, and instead, we're actually gonna go over to this general direction over here. As this area, or is it this one? Regardless, one of these places holds some pretty interesting things. Let's check this one first. Okay, this is the Seaweed Sanctum. This isn't really what I was thinking of. In fact, I think I'm going to come back here a little bit later. There's one little area instead I actually want to go and explore instead. And that area is actually located over here within this area. The area of which we opened up previously with Kazooie's torpedo move. By the way, in order to get rid of the... or make it so these things are not throwing a frickin' party or acting like the wavy arm inflatable tube man, you have to shoot eggs into their eyes in order to get them to settle down. Although it is only temporary and you only have a little bit of time, about maybe 20 seconds to deal with them. Otherwise, you're kind of screwed. Okay, so this room is a pretty interesting one, as it looks like there's not a whole lot that you can do in here. In fact, over here we have what looks to be a Jinjo, but watch this. It's a Minjo. Since that egg connected, that means that enemy was a Minjo. If it was a regular Jinjo, then it would have phased right through. Or the egg would have did nothing. So anyway, in this room, there's actually a Cheeto page in here. Technically speaking, you're supposed to wait until later on in the game when you get another ability for Kazooie. But with the secret double jump for Banjo, you can actually grab this now. And bada bing bada boom, there we go. I love breaking stuff like this so much. Breaking challenges, especially stuff of this magnitude. And that's really this entire room in a nutshell. It really is nothing. Just a Cheeto page and that's it. And there we go. All done in here. Come on, Eel, get off of me. I don't have time to play with you today, so bugger off. Alright, next stop is actually going to be right up in here. Like I said, the Seaweed Sanctum is a place where I went to earlier, but I didn't want to fully explore the place until now. And the reason as to why is because the previous room was where I wanted to go to first, and I was thinking that room was here, but in actuality, it wasn't. So the Seaweed Sanctum, it does have some purpose here. It may look like that there isn't, but trust me, there is. In here, I believe we'll find another collectible. And that collectible, I believe, is yet another Jinjo. And maybe we'll find another note or two. Another basket of notes. I'm not 100% sure. Then again, maybe we'll find absolutely nothing. And this room was almost kind of pointless. Oh, there he is. There's the Jinjo. Alright, there we go. Another Jinjo added to the collection. And with that, we're basically done with this Seaweed Sanctum. As soon as we enter this room, we'll end up in the sea bottom of Jolly Roger Lagoon again. Although this is a different part of said lagoon. I believe in here we'll find another transparent fish. So, with the transparent fish, you'll find either a Cheeto page, or we'll find or you'll find a nest of eggs or feathers. Also, there's a reason why I was attacking the teeth on that fish. Because believe it or not, that's the fish that ate poor Mary. You know, Jolly's partner. So in order to get inside of said fish and also rescue said person, we just need to bust open all these frickin' teeth. You can attack the teeth with regular blue eggs and be perfectly fine. And there we go. Now that the teeth are all knocked out, we can safely enter the fish. It's literally that easy. Okay, well, thanks for letting me know that. I'll fix it later on after the stream is over. But thanks for pointing that out. I didn't realize I used the wrong weather. But anywho, in here we'll find yet another Jinjo and more glitches! If you're prone to seizures, my apologies if I'm freaking anyone out. Not exactly something I can control. Hello, you. Ah, you must be the rescue party. Only if the price is right. I'm Mary Maggie, partner of Jolly Roger. I was out on one of the Blubber's wave racers when this fish knocked me off and swallowed me. The fish's mouth is open now, so you don't have to stay in here. That's lovely. It'll soon be happy hour at the inn, and Jolly will be needing some relief. Any chance of a jiggy? Oh, you see Jolly for that. I'm sure he'll give you one. Oh dear. Yeah, Mary is a male to female transsexual. I'm not saying that to be mean or anything. I'm just stating the obvious. He's wearing makeup. He clearly speaks like a man and trying to be all feminine and ladylike. And yeah. I'm just stating the facts here. Not that I have a problem with that whatsoever. In fact, I don't. Whatever makes you happy. That's all that matters in the end. So with that, we're basically done with this fish here, and we don't have to worry about it anymore. Heck, we don't even need to go back inside of it ever again.
The only time you would go back inside is if you do it by accident or if you miss the Jinjo that's in there. Which, really, how could you miss something like that? It's really freaking obvious where it is. So anyway, onward to the next major stop. The next stop that we're going to be heading to, I think is somewhere around here. Yeah, there it is. So this way, I believe will lead us back to where we came previously. Basically back at Atlantis, and more glitchy octopi love to spew whatever it is they do. Also, if the octopus is frozen and you hit it, you won't take damage, but you will be stunned temporarily and sent in a random direction. However, if the octopus is active and swinging around about, yeah, you will take damage. Yoink! Ah, man. I was hoping that was a Cheeto page, but sadly it wasn't. By the way, one of these lockers is named Davy Jones, and I believe the lockers of which is named that is randomized for every playthrough. And you can destroy the door by means of either using the Talon Torpedo to do so, or you can use a grenade egg, as that works too. So anyway, let's head back to Jolly's and claim our just reward. Wow, he's definitely jolly. Thanks for rescuing my partner. Think nothing of it. No, honestly, I'm rather pleased. How about a tankard of my finest ginger beer on the house? Perhaps later. Then please accept this modest little trinket instead. That's nice. Thanks for the jiggy. Thanks again. You're welcome. Thanks for rescuing me from the bile-infested innards of that free sea monster. Actually, it's just a very large fish. It seemed like a monster to me. Pretty funny. But, whatever. That's really all there is with Jollies in that area right there. Really. There is still a few more areas worth visiting, though, and I'm definitely going to take care of those things now. And one of those areas of interest, oddly enough, is right in here. I did not mean to fire that. Boom. That door can only be opened with Kazooie's Talon Torpedo. And inside we have a UFO. No, I'm serious. This is a UFO. We have aliens. Hello there, mister. Greetings, feeble earthlings. Wow, real aliens. Are any of you called Elvis? No, we're Alpha, Betty, and Gamma. We're also in a bit of a jam. Let me guess, you need the phone home? Ha! No, we have a cell phone for that. The drive unit on our ship has run out of fuel. It's powered by crystallized ice, but we don't have any. I'm sure we'll be able to sort something out. Which is a pretty simple task, might I add. Also, I believe everyone else here who's on this UFO, they'll say the same thing. Pretty sure. Our ship has run out of fuel as we have no ice to power it. Not so superior, are we? Yep. Also, this Jinjo in here is just another Minjo. As, I guess I'll go ahead and demonstrate for the sake of doing so.
As oddly enough, this ship is a one-trip pony-like thing. As once we complete the task in here and leave, we won't be back here ever again for the rest of the game. Okay, that works. Alright, time to take care of this, which shouldn't be too difficult to do. Power up the other crystals quickly. Okay. It's really not that difficult to do. Although the aiming controls definitely don't make things easy. For sure. All done. Thank you, Earthling, Bear, and Bird. Now please exit our ship as we need to leave. We are late for dinner.
Any chance of a reward?
We landed on a shiny thing. You may have that. Now go. Awesome. So like I said, once you leave the UFO, you won't be back here ever again. So say goodbye to the UFO, as like I said, we will never return. Now, let's head on out. There's literally nothing else in here. Main drive engaged. Activating nav scanners. Strange glowing lights on. All systems are go. Now let's get out of this awful Earthling water and find the kids. I think they ejected somewhere over a snowy mountain. Something tells me we'll be seeing these guys again pretty soon. So, like I said, we're done with the aliens, and we won't be hearing from them for quite a long time. Although, I kind of wonder if it's possible to grab that Jiggy without having to do the alien minigame to begin with. I'm sure speedrunners have found a way. Then again, probably not. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine at this point. So anyway, before we move on, there is this little area over here. Believe it or not, this area, you can get here by means of going through Jolly's. Jolly's newly opened back door. And oddly enough, this is another area which is relatively laggy. Oh my god, seriously? How did I miss? How did I miss? Oh my god, seriously? There we go. Jeez, that took a while. There's also that pipe there, which really you should be taking that immediately. After you grab the item that's in there, whether it be a Jiggy or a Cheeto page, it doesn't matter. Do it. In here, we'll actually find a water supply pipe. And this water supply pipe connects to a future level, Grunty Industries. Kinda weird how we're going to said level so soon. Granted, we did so earlier on, but to do so again is pretty interesting, to say the least. And technically speaking, this does connect to another world, so if you take the transformation for the level here, you won't be able to go through. And in here, you'll find another Jinjo. Pretty sweet. And there's literally nothing else in here, so you can just leave right after. Although, if you're running low on ice eggs, you can always just grab more there if you need them. Or just any eggs for that matter. Also, how did I get stuck? Okay. Also, another thing too is that these fans can only be frozen in place temporarily, so that is something worth mentioning. Another thing I don't think I've mentioned yet about the Talon Torpedo is that it can only be used for 20 seconds for each use. After time runs out, Kazooie automatically returns to Banjo's side. So, I figure I'd throw that out there. Alright, we're almost done with Jollies for right now. There are still some things that we can do here yet. And I think the best way of going about said thing is going through Atlantis. As this next thing that we're going to do is, believe it or not, this is okay, see what I mean about the octopus being broken? There we go. That was painful. So, yeah. Not only do we have some work left to do, there is one thing we can do as the, actually two things we can do as the transformed, creature for this world. One of them you can do optionally with it, and honestly it's the best way of doing so. And the other is required for said transformation. As far as where we're going to go to next, there's an area where a ship is actually sunken down. And believe it or not, there is another one of those kind of warp pipe-like areas. Which that one connects to, believe it or not, Glitter Gulch Mine. That's what I was trying to say. I don't know why I couldn't think of the right words there, but alas, it is what it is. Okay. Before we head inside said ship, I believe there's a warp point like just above here. Honestly, it's a good idea to activate said warp point. And there we go. All done with that. Also, for whatever reason, you can shoot grenade eggs and fire eggs underwater, and they're just as effective as they normally are. Okay. Before we move on and go inside that pipe there, I believe there's another area which I can enter. And honestly, it may not be a bad idea to do so. I'm gonna check and see real quick just to find out for sure. Also, I feel like there's notes just outside the ship area. Seriously, these octopi suck. Honestly, I am really glad that warp points are scattered within this level, so that way you don't have to deal with them if it's not really necessary to do so. Okay, so we're right back where we were previously. Fantastic. Alright, I'll take it. At least this means we can use the warp point to warp right back, so not a big deal. Okay. And also, just to see if I was right about the collectible thing, let's just check this out real fast. Nothing here. And I don't think there's anything else over here, but again, just to be absolutely sure, absolutely thorough. Yep, nothing else here. Okay. So, let's check our totals real quick. I think I gotten everything I need to. Wow, only 5 out of 10 jiggies. Could have sworn that I've collected more than that, but it is what it is. As far as where the other jiggies are, and there's also one more honeycomb piece I missed. Yep. Huh. Again, right. One of the jiggies we can actually get right now, and that would make actually 2. I'm crazy. Don't mind me.
before we head on back to where we need to go, let's actually enter through here. As believe it or not, this will take us back to Glitter Gulch Mine, and we can take care of a few things while we're there. And it's also possible we can just simply re-enter the level as we please. So it's not a big deal if we just leave for a little bit of time. Trust me, we kind of need to do this anyway. So anyway, here we'll find the missing Jinjo. By the way, you can return back to Jolly Roger Lagoon by climbing this chain back up again. But like I said, I still have a little bit of work to do over here. There was one area that was previously blocked off within a water-like area. And this is it right here. Within the waterfall cavern, we'll actually find another boulder which only Kazooie can break down. Once we break down said boulder, we'll be able to access that cave area. And now that I think about it, I actually need one more item before I can really go in there. But the reason why I broke down that boulder is so that way I can go in there later. So anyway, what is it I'm talking about exactly? Well, if you guys remember Stop and Swap, 4 out of the 6 colored eggs that were in the original Stop and Swap made their way over to Banjo Tooie along with the ice key. So that's pretty interesting. How the ice key, you can actually grab that here in Banjo Tooie as well. The thing is, if you happen to have Stop and Swap and collected all the Stop and Swap items in the Xbox version of Banjo-Kazooie, and also play through and transfer your save data or Stop and Swap items over to Banjo Tooie, you can claim all the rewards from Banjo Kazooie immediately at the start of the game as soon as you get access to Hage's place. So that's pretty interesting. Speaking of which, we're actually going to be collecting some of these items right now. One of them is actually located just over here, and the others, I believe, are located within Spiral Mountain. Okay. Let's head on in. That looks like a Banjo-Kazooie game pack. I wonder what's inside. Nothing but circuitry. Oh, okay. Yes, sir! It's the fabled Banjo-Kazooie Ice Key! I wonder when it opens. Ouch. Remember that tunnel we just opened up in Glitter Gulch Mine? Well, that's actually where we're going to be using the Ice Key, believe it or not. But before we head over there and open up the area with the Ice Key, there's some things that we can pick up here in Spiral Mountain as of now. Returning here in Spiral Mountain with the Talon Torpedo, we can break down this thing and grab the Jinjo that's inside. Otherwise, we would not be able to do so. Also, that area is where you would check your Jinjo manipulation. And if it's the right Jinjo color, then you got the best pattern possible for the Jinjo manipulation file. Otherwise, you would have to delete that save data and start again. And just keep trying until you get the right Jinjo. And I believe the right Jinjo that you need is purple for that area right there. So, as far as others and what you need, I think the others are like white and some other colors. I'm not 100% sure. Also, this boulder can only be destroyed by that. That's so much better. Shouldn't you be in the water where it's safer? You're right, I'll probably dry up and die if I don't get back to the moat around the Spiral Mountain soon. I suppose we'll be wanting to carry you?
Well, I'd walk there myself, but we goldfish are a little disadvantaged in the leg department. Funny enough, I was thinking that you would need another ability of which Banjo will get his hands on a little while later, but as soon as you touch the fish and just head in here, you're good to go. Thanks, guys. Perhaps these extra bubbles may be of some use. Bubbles? We want at least a jiggy for that. Sorry, I'm all out of those. However, I'll also teach you how to swim faster. Simply press A and B together. Cheerio! So with that goldfish, he now taught us how to swim faster with both A and B while underwater, and also doubled our air capacity. And funny enough, you can actually get that as soon as you enter, as soon as you get the bill drill from Glitter Gulch Mine. So that's pretty neat. Also, that water is glitching. My apologies. Again, not a whole lot I can... Okay, that was weird. I climbed the... What? Why did I drop? Thank you, Banjo. Thank you for actually grabbing onto the bridge like a good boy. Anywho, we have 13 pages, so we can actually reveal 2 new cheats. Although I could wait and grab 2 more pages and reveal 3, but let's just reveal what we have now. Might as well. Great, you've got enough pages for me to tell you a new secret cheat. About time, spill the beans. Hand over my precious pages first. Much obliged. My first cheat is feathers, got it? Much obliged. My second cheat is eggs. Here's a small clue as to how to activate the cheat. Mayhem Temple, Code Chamber, letters, got it? No, I still don't understand. I do, Banjo. Come on, let's go use that cheat. So, anytime you visit Cheeto and turn in 5 pages, he'll reveal a new cheat for you. And those cheats can be entered in the Mayhem Temple. In the Mayhem Temple Code Chamber, which I might as well go ahead and show that off in a few moments here. Boom, baby. That is how it's done. Also, I want to see if I can get this nice snipe in here. Well, so much for that. Okay, well, here we have a colored egg. Well, well, well. It's Banjo-Kazooie's mysterious pink secret egg. I wonder what's inside. Could be a bowl of Lucky Charms. You know what they say, they're magically delicious. And what's also delicious? Invisible walls and pain. For no reason. Which is bullcrap. But seriously though, the Stop and Swap eggs for Stop and Swap 2 change around a bit. So instead of having the 4 colored eggs, instead you have the gold, silver, and bronze eggs, I think, that appear in Banjo Tooie. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And the game crashed. Damn it! Ugh, damn, that stinks. Oh well. Thankfully, I believe Banjo Tooie has an autosave feature. So, all the progress that we've done at least saves, so that's good news. Whenever you transition to a new screen, the game does save progress, just like the original Banjo-Kazooie, so it really isn't that big of a deal. Okay. Just comparing my save data, just to be sure I have everything I need. Alright, well, that stunk a lot. Like I said, though, since we did transition to a new screen, as soon as we got into that room, everything that we collected up to this point is still ours. Let me just make sure that's the case. The mystery egg is still there. Got the ice key.
Everything's good on that. Yep. Still good there. Now, I know there's also a empty honeycomb piece around here somewhere. I think it's in one of these boxes. Then again, maybe not. No, it's not. Right, now I remember. One of the... I think I'm remembering this right. It might be underwater here somewhere. Huh. I guess I misremembered. Oops. Well, that's not good. There is an empty honeycomb piece here within Spiral Mountain. I'm dead serious. There really is. I'm just trying to remember where it is exactly. Well, that was pretty neat. Alright, let's go back in here and try this crap again. And hopefully this time the game will not crash on me. Still though, that was annoying. But again, thank God for an autosave feature. Get over here, you little jerk. Wow, it's Banjo-Kazooie's mysterious blue secret egg! I wonder what's inside. I think he's gonna say the same exact thing for the other, mystery item. So those are the two I know about as far as I'm aware. As far as where the others are. Okay. Again, just trying to figure out where the hell this empty honeycomb piece is. I know there's one here. I remember finding one within this place somewhere. I'm just trying to figure out where it was exactly. Maybe I'm misremembering it. Maybe there isn't one here. I'll have to look up the guide I bookmarked in Google Chrome just to be sure. But I think for right now we're done with Spiral Mountain for the time being. As we will return there again in due time once we get all the remaining Cheeto pages. The remaining Cheeto pages shouldn't be too difficult to find. But then again, who knows? Alright, let's head in here and take on the next Jiggy Wiggy challenge. Might as well, since we have more than enough Jiggies to do so. In fact, I think we'll have just barely enough to do 2 of these challenges. Alright, challenge number 5. This one will unlock Banjo Tooie's most infamous level in the entire game, Pterodactyland. This level is considered one of the more forgettable levels in the entire series. And the reason as to why is that it just looks really bland and it's really too big for its own good. But, again, it is a level we will have to complete, unfortunately. And there is definitely a lot of work there that needs to be done. You have completed Jiggy Wiggy's Challenge 5. Awesome. I wonder if we'll have enough Jiggies to do Challenge 6. We'll definitely see. Also, as far as when I'm gonna turn in the eggs to Haggy the hen, I'm actually gonna wait until after I got them all, as I only have 2 of them right now. Behold the power of the mighty Jiggy Wiggy! Let's see what this... Oh, right. I already know what's being opened up. And here we have the Wasteland. Believe it or not, the Wasteland is home to 2 levels that we will be exploring later. Excuse me. Okay. Yep, I do have enough Jiggies for the next one. Alright, so this one only requires 28 Jiggies. I may even be able to open up 3 levels. So, Challenge 6 is Grunty Industries. God, that level sucks. I really do not like Grunty Industries. I don't think a lot of people do, actually, now that I think about it. The puzzle for this level can be kind of difficult, but again, so long as you're good with your hands and use common sense and visual aid, you'll be able to figure this out eventually. Although, again, with the Xbox version, the controls are a lot more sensitive than they are here, which is really damn annoying. But it is what it is. Okay. Who wants to place a bet of whether or not I'll have enough Jiggies for the next challenge and be able to open that one next? We'll definitely see momentarily. I really wish you could skip that text, but unfortunately you can't. Really sucks that you can't, but again, like I said, it is the way it is. I do realize that we are getting kind of close to the 3-hour mark, but there are still a few things we can do within the last 13 or 14 minutes. Or 12 minutes, rather. But you get the point. Okay. Figures, I don't have enough to challenge the next one. And I missed it by 3 Jiggies. Fantastic. Okay. I'm cool with that. Actually, it's 1. 1 Jiggy short. Wow, that's lame. Oh, so freaking lame. Alright. Well, might as well take care of the ice key business now that we're here. Okay. So, remember before when we were in that water treatment area? Well, the ice key is where we're going to be using it. And I just did not make any sort of sense with that grammar whatsoever. Dang it. Whatever. Like I said, we're going to be using the ice key now. Honestly, it's not a bad time to do so now. It probably is the best time. Anyway. So basically, with this new ability to swim faster, it makes underwater traversal that much easier and quicker. And here we are in a future level known as Hailfire Peaks. And it's also super laggy in here, running at like 2 frames per second. And also, here's where we use the ice key. Inside this vault with the almighty elusive ice key, we'll find... camera problems. as well as a giant Globo. Well, you've caught the legendary Mega Globo! It's supposed to have really special magical powers. Believe it or not, that Globo will actually be used very shortly, as it holds the power for one very special transformation that is only available in the hub world. And there's only one of these Mega Globos in the entire game. So that's pretty damn neat. Okay, well, I was thinking maybe that would kill me, but I guess not. Dang it! So as far as what the other eggs will do, I know there's one in Heggy's house, so there's, I think, one more egg left to find. I'll have to look at my guide to find out for sure. But regardless, I will find out this information soon enough. Alright, let's head on out of here, boys and girls. And also turn in this new legendary Globo that we've recently picked up. Might as well, after all, am I right? Alright. Funny enough, we could have entered this hut before, but there was not really a whole lot we can do here until now. I have very special spell, but need legendary Mega Globo. Let me guess, I bet there's only one of these Mega Globos things, and it's real hard to find. Bird, correct. Now go and find. Much surprised. You have the legendary Mega Globo. Want to give the Humba? Of course. Why the hell wouldn't I? Sure, I'll just throw it in. Just like the rest. Magic ready. Jump in Wumba pool. Let's check it out. Well, what the hell happened here? Wumba called this dragon. But what changed? Kazooie now heap dragon, burn many baddies. Not only this, but she also gains this fire breath attack, which is really not all that useful, but an even more useful ability is, so long as Kazooie is in her dragon form, she has unlimited fire eggs. You can shoot an infinite amount of fire eggs and just fire them until the frickin' cows come home, which is awesome. I did not mean to do that. I meant to fart, not shoot forward. Also, if you're running low on fire eggs, with Kazooie's dragon form, you can just poop them out and grab them and add an additional one to your inventory, which is pretty insane if you think about it. Actually, I was thinking of going to activate those cheats now, but I'm actually going to wait a little bit and take care of this next thing that's right down here. So the major difference between Kazooie's regular form and her dragon form is that her voice is much deeper, almost making her into a male, but not quite a male. She's still a female dragon. And, of course, the additional firepower, being able to shoot infinite fire eggs until the cows come home. And say hello to Klungo. He's back, and he is ready to take names and kick ass. And he's all out of ass. Revenge-seeking minion. Oh no, not you again! Mistress said Klungo must stop you, or I get more beatings! We'll give you a beating too. No, Klungo win this time. Has new potion to try. And the potion is a blue potion. Fantastic. Klungo not know which is real Klungo. BS. You can actually tell very easily which one's the real Klungo. Just wait for the last one to move, and that one is the real one. If you happen to attack one of the fake ones,
then Klungo will go into the whole shield phase again, and you have to wait out another cycle, which again, thankfully is not too hard. And done. That easy. And pathetic. Kinda sad.
Barret Bird beats poor Klungo again.
It can't be good for your health, Klungo. Why not retire?
No, mistress needs me. Klungo return for more beatings. Then work on new potion.
Again, too easy. Piece of cake. Klungo really is nothing but a joke, no matter what variant you get with him. Just saying. Anywho, we have a little bit of exploring left to do here. Here we have another new move. The ultimate egg for you to hold a clockwork bomb that's remote controlled. Sweet, we now have clockwork kazooie eggs to work with. That'll be all. Dismissed. Oof. Ow, that's like the third time he's done that in this entire playthrough so far. Second time today too, might I add. Pretty interesting. So up here we have two Jinjos. One is obviously a Minjo, and the other one is a real Jinjo. Hooray! Thankfully, due to the aggressive nature of the Minjos, how they always try to come straight at you to attack, you can use Kazooie's Standstill Rat-a-tap Rap, or if you have her Dragon form available, just breathe fire on the poor thing and it'll burst into flames. Just for good measure. And just because, lol. Anyway, over here we have another level entrance of which we can't really interact with as of yet, but we will soon enough. Anywho, I am getting close to that time, that 3-hour mark, so to wrap things up, we're going to return to Mayhem Temple and enter the new cheats that we've acquired so far, which are eggs and feathers. Which is sweet. Managed to get both of those in one fell swoop. And people say that's not a good cheat. Honestly, it is. Okay, so if you guys remember, the code chamber is actually located near Humbawumba's hut. Just head in the other direction. Not the opposite direction, but over here is where you need to go. Excuse me. Okay, let's go and enter these cheats now. Just head to the center pedestal. You must spell out the cheat codes I have given you. Use the control stick to move, the aiming set, and press Z to fire. Aim carefully though. If you hit a wrong letter, you'll have to start again. Okay. Thankfully, when you're entering these cheats, you have unlimited ammunition. Nice shooting! Now step across the cheat sheet on the wall over there and press B to view your new cheat. The eggs cheat will double your maximum eggs of which you can carry, which is awesome. There we go. The feathers cheat will double the maximum number of red and gold feathers that you can carry. Awesome. And to step off, just push C up again. You can use this menu to view or change the status of the cheats you have earned. Awesome. And you can turn these cheats on and off at will after you entered them. Now, like I said, in the Xbox version of the game, there's, I believe, 7 or 8 cheats that are considered legal, which are, of course, the egg and feather doubling cheats, the homing eggs cheat, which you can get through Stop and Swap, the signpost in the Great Jiggy Wiggy Temple, And there's also another secret cheat that you can find, I think located online somewhere, which repairs the jukebox in the Jolly Roger Lagoon. And the other cheats that you can earn in the game from acquiring all the Cheeto pages, those are also classified as legal cheats. So, like I said, you can get 5 cheats from Cheeto, 1 from Stop and Swap, and I believe 2 others from secrets that you can find either online or through Grunty's little fortune-telling minigame thing. I really wouldn't call that a minigame, but that's really about all the cheats that you can learn within the game itself. The other cheats you can actually find online, and the other cheats that are considered illegal cheats in the Xbox version of the game, in order to enter them, you would have to enter the words Cheeto on the board and then enter the cheats kind of blindfolded with the less than perfect aiming cursor that jumps back to center, which is not a lot of fun to deal with at all. It really isn't. And if you enter one of those illegal cheats, Cheeto will warn you that even confirming it will disable your ability to save progress. At least I'm pretty sure that's how it works. But in the N64 version of the game, if you enter the cheat will appear on the wall, and you can choose to activate it or deactivate it at will without any sort of consequences, which is awesome. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here for today. There are some things I still need to look up, such as, I believe, the other egg that I still need to get yet, or other mystery egg that I still need to pick up, I think. Then again, maybe I've gotten everything I needed. I'm not 100% sure on that. But regardless, we did get everything else that we need up to this point in the game. So with that, I am done here for today. This is General Snivy with the Banjo Tooie playthrough. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you were able to attend the live stream live, thank you for attending. Next time, we're going to be heading off to some more new lands. As far as what we're going to be able to get done, really depends on how these new lands treat us. And whatever it is we can do is kind of a mystery at this point in time. But we'll figure out... Oh right, there was still that one boss fight and also one minigame we can do in Jolly Roger Lagoon. But again, like I said, I'll save those for next time. So again, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. See you all on the flip side.